fastest 3 hours in radio. You're with Kilmeade and Friends.
We're back, everyone. Kilmeade and Friends. A lot of people talking about the military because Army-Navy game coming up it's coming up Saturday. It's going to be a good game. Army's never been better, at least in the last 25 years. And, of course, the president-elect will be there. And you have 4 generals going into the up for nomination to join Donald Trump's cabinet, and maybe another one going in, a man who's no stranger to the military. In fact, he spent most of his adult years in the military as a Navy SEAL and served in Iraq with Chris Kyle, under Chris Kyle, who was his commanding officer. Eli Crane joins us. Hey, Eli.
Hey, good morning, Brian. Thanks for having me.
Hey, it was great to see you in person and find out about the founder of Bottle Breacher. Before we talk about your incredible product and how you went from Navy SEAL to entrepreneur, just a little bit about you. Why did you join?
Well, a little bit about me. You know, I grew up in the 80s, and I was always really patriotic. You know, my parents really taught me about how great this country was and how much good we do in the world. So I knew that, you know, when I got older, I was going to want to serve my country. And so, you know, I was planning on going into the SEAL teams, and I was actually in college at the time, and 9/11 happened, and I actually joined the Navy the very next week on my way to becoming a SEAL. Didn't make it through the first time, but thankfully I got a chance to come back and make it a second time. So it's just about patriotism for me, and it's about loving this country and wanting to serve.
How long were you in?
I was in for 13 years. I spent 9 years in the SEAL teams, and, you know, it was a fantastic experience, but, you know, I was ready to get out, do something new, and just be around my wife and 2 little girls more often.
Did you ever think that you'd be so vital to our military effort? I mean, it seems like you guys are the tip of the spear in the fight, and when it comes to strategizing how we're taking down our enemy, and that's Islamic extremism. Did you ever think the SEALs would be this active?
You know, I did, just because, you know, my research going in, you know, led me to believe that, you know, the SEALs were the best of the best, and it was the hardest group to get into, and that's what attracted me to it. But I do want to clarify something. As I've got out and become a civilian, one of the things that I'm starting to realize more and more on a daily basis, that those on the tip of the spear are guys like you, Brian, that have a microphone, a platform, and they have the courage, you know, to stand up to misinformation and give our citizens a dose of what's really going on. So I want to say thank you for being on the tip of the spear.
Well, I don't mind talking about it, but I do not have not only the courage to fight the way you do, but also the athletic ability to pass. I've been looking in detail, and then you watch the movies. I'm looking at the training films. I don't think I have the athleticism to get through what you guys do, as well as, you know, you got to have the mental toughness. And then we get a chance to see what you do, and we see we see the whole thing that happened with Chris Kyle, and we see American Sniper, and, you know, we see the movies that come out, and now all of a sudden we're seeing more and more about the Navy SEALs, and they've become very well known. When the president said SEAL Team 6 takes out bin Laden, are you comfortable with the notoriety the SEALs have?
Well, you know, that's a question that gets thrown around quite a bit. And honestly, here's what I think about it. You know, from an operational standpoint, I like it when, you know, the SEALs get to kind of stay in the shadows and just do their job. But I do think it's great that SEALs are finally getting an opportunity to play more. For the longest time, people thought that SEALs were just, you know, able to work in the water. And, you know, now that we've been given a chance to play, you know, we've shown everybody that we can succeed in any environment. And that's really good for recruiting, believe it or not. You know, when I first got into the Navy, we were barely able to fill up 60% of the seats that we needed, you know, just to get more guys into BUDS, or basic underwater demolition school, or SEAL training. Now it's really hard to get in. Even if you come in as an Olympic athlete and you have the greatest scores ever, it takes 9 months to a year just to even get to training. So I think that's been really good in recruiting the next generation of SEAL.
Now, before we get to your business, last question. Donald Trump has nominated 4 different generals for key positions on the Trump team. I think most military people would be in support of it. Do you like that idea?
Well, yeah, you know, I have a lot of faith in Mr. Trump and what he's doing. And if you look at the state of the world right now, I don't think I've ever seen it as topsy-turvy, you know, and as dangerous as it is right now. I mean, when you look at what's going on in China, you know, North Korea, you know, in the Middle East, it's just a mess. And we need people that have devoted their lives to studying terrorism, to studying warfare, that are going to be able to execute the orders that they're given from President Trump when he decides what his plan is going to be and going forward.
How do you think Trump will be received, President-elect Trump will be received at the Army-Navy game?
I think he's gonna be received as well as any, as well as any president of all time. And the reason I think that is because, in the military, we recognize what he brings to the table, and he brings a lot of courage to the table. And I think, that's something that's really been, I feel like, lacking over the last 8 years, is just a commander-in-chief who's not afraid to say, what's right, who's not afraid to ruffle feathers, because his stance might not be the most popular. But we need leadership, and I think that's what President Trump is going to bring to the United States, and I think the Army and the Navy are going to welcome him.
Eli Crane's yeah, I think so too. Eli Crane's my guest. He's a founder of Bottle Breacher. Right now, if you're at home, go to bottlebreacher.com and look at some of these products. Eli, you're using basically in the beginning it was shells, and now it's really extensive, a library of different things to open up bottles and still salute the military. You started tapping into your entrepreneurial gene while still in. Tell us what Bottle Breacher is.
So, thanks, Brian. Yeah, Bottle Breacher started out of a one-car garage in San Diego. And, I knew when I was getting out that I was going to need a way to provide for my family. And so did a lot of praying about it. This is the direction that God gave me. And so it's been so cool for me because I never thought I'd be able to be an entrepreneur. And it's been really fun because I've taken what I learned in the SEAL teams and I've applied it directly to business. And believe it or not, it's actually been working out. We're a Made in the USA brand. We're a veteran-owned company. We like to hire vets, and we like to give back to a lot of veteran nonprofits. And I know that as long as we can continue to make high-quality products right here in the USA, and bless other people, I know that we're going to be successful. So, thank you for giving us the opportunity.
So you basically take these shells in the beginning and you started seeing these could be bottle openers, right? And you started whittling away at them.
Yeah, absolutely. I started with a Dremel tool. I started with some spray paint, and I started with a sticker. And, the response I got from my buddies was overwhelming, like, hey, make us some of these. And so, that's why when the light bulb kicked on, we were watching a lot of Shark Tank at the time, and I knew that if we got on that show, we could get a deal. We got on that show in 2014, and, the business blew up at that time. And so we've just continued to innovate, create, come up with new products, and, we continue to stay alive, which is great because as a small business, we're able to hire Americans. We're able to reinvest in the economy and stimulate the economy because everything we make is right here in the USA, and I love doing what I'm doing.
And it's like you look at it looks like a bullet. The other things look like a grenade. They all come in incredible packaging. So they're great. I mean, I'm not just saying this. So I don't want to sound like HSN, but the packaging is first class. I want everyone to hear a clip from you along with your wife, right?
Yep.
On Shark Tank. Let's listen.
At Bottle Breacher, we make the finest personalized 50 caliber bottle openers on the market.
You might be asking yourself, why would anybody want a 50 caliber bottle opener? Short answer is, they're awesome.
We're each going to put in $75,000. You got 2 sharks, no contingency. We're going straight in.
Go right to work.
Mr. Cuban, Mr. Wonderful, you guys are awesome.
And you got it. You got 150,000 from them?
Yep. Yes, sir, we did, and we still work with them, even today. So it's been a great experience for us, and, I feel blessed and fortunate to have had the opportunity to go on that show.
At a time in which people are burning the flag and kneeling down during the national anthem, you have a chance to do just the reverse. Help out a guy that served our country, a company that's growing, serving back to the veterans, who uses entrepreneurial spirit to bolster our economy. And you could get a great way, a great conversation piece at this Christmas, this holiday celebration. You also have T-shirts on there and a whole bunch of other first-class products. You could feel any patriotic person on your Christmas list will love getting this. Not only is it a great cause, but the packaging is first class. And I tell you, I cannot tell you how many people talked to me after you were on Fox and Friends Thursday to find out what the website is, and it's bottlebreacher.com.
Yeah, it is bottlebreacher.com. Thank you, Brian, so much, man. We love this country. We love what we get what we get to do. We hope we can continue to do it. And, you know, it's been phenomenal. And, you know, thank you again, man. I really appreciate it.
Let's stay in touch, Eli, because I would definitely want your analysis as we really go after ISIS for the first time in a few months. Eli Crane, not to put down anyone fighting right now, but I think we'll have a different approach shortly. Eli Crane, thank you so much. Go out and get Bottle Breacher. And is it true if you order now, you can get it by Christmas?
Yeah, but you guys better hurry up. After Fox and Friends yesterday, that, believe it or not, Brian, thank you so much. That was actually our biggest sales day of all time, even bigger than the Shark Tank. So thank you to your followers. Thank you to your customers. You guys are amazing. And, you know, if they get their order in today, I'm pretty sure we're going to be able to get it out before Christmas, but they better hurry.
It's a lot of bubble wrap. All right, Eli, thanks so much. Best of luck.
Okay, thank you, bro.